So we're here in Barcelona with Andrew Campbell, trimmer for American Magic. Great sailing conditions today with southwest winds. Can you break down the day for us?
Yeah, well, we wanted to make sure we got out in that early part of the day when the southwesterly came in, and yeah, it was awesome. It was in the high teens for a moment there. You know, the sea state was building and everything was looking like it was going to be a little too much all of a sudden, and then it mellowed out, and it was a kind of a perfect afternoon for us. We went back to the west a little bit, and yeah, we got done what needed to get done, and these are great days for us when it blows out of the southwest here, and it has kind of that look like the summertime. It's not quite summertime conditions, but thank goodness for the Allianz and dry suits, man.
You never know in Barcelona.
No.
From a trimmer perspective,
Yeah.
what are the goals for this week?
Yeah, I mean, our goals are mostly around racing this week. We had a couple of pre-starts with the other boat today, and that's been our priority these last few weeks, is making sure that we can get around the racetrack in a way that we can compete well with these two boats together. So from the trimmer's side, it's trying to be consistent, trying to not only be consistent side to side on board our boat, but be consistent between our trimmers on our boat and the trimmers on the other boat. So between America and Magic, we have to kind of be on the same page, and then we can start to test different strategies in how we're doing our trimming and then how we're doing our racing on board. So we're building consistency first over these first few weeks of racing, and then we can start to experiment after.
Then we're pretty curious about your new main, the one that the Americas was having. I think it was the MC4. Have you been able to validate the purpose of the design?
Yeah, I think we're getting some good answers. I mean, the nice thing about having the two One Design platforms is that it gives you good answers straight away. The masts are pretty close, and we can get some ideas about how the changes affect our design strategy, and yeah, that's all a part of our process here. A lot of the finishing details, a lot of the just a lot of the internal, up in the loft timelines need to be figured out, and so putting those sails on the water from our loft here, it's a good kind of step-by-step program for us to understand how the process works, and it's all good for us.
In terms of recon, from a trimmer perspective, are you looking at something in particular from the other teams right now?
Well, we're always watching the other teams to see how they're doing what we think the same things that we're doing. I mean, suffice to say that we're watching them go around the track and trying to understand some of their onboard strategies. But yeah, I think each of the teams is in a slightly different position right now with how they're working. I mean, you see the Brits were out with one boat today. That's a different day from what we're doing today. So, you try to study the recon and understand what the other teams are trying, but everybody's in a little bit of a different place, and you pick up tidbits here and there, and everything helps.
Okay. Then at when you stop for replacing the batteries, then suddenly we thought that you were also going to replace the Jeep, but you decided to stop.
Yeah.
Something happened there, or?
Yeah, we're just going to check over the boat and make sure that it's all happy. I'm not sure whether there's some damage or something like that, but we're just going to take a good look around it. And the day was getting a little funky. Like I said, it was going to the west, and it was starting to get very puffy, and the racing conditions weren't going to be that great for us the rest of the afternoon. So we decided we better call it safe and come back to the barn.
Andrew, thank you so much.
Yeah, always.
Have a good afternoon.
Happy to have you guys.